It's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you on this video, making yourself a priority. I'm Denise. It is Monday. May 19th. Holla. I've had the weekend. Oh my goodness. Yes, if you didn't know, little backstory, my son was ordained a priest this weekend. I know. I doesn't get it from his mother. Let's put it that way. I will say he does get his charism from his mother, though. A lot of people said, she goes, oh, I know where Timmy gets it. So it's been a month, actually. It's just been, this has been the culmination of my stress. You've heard me talk about it over and over and over. But let's just get into the weigh-in in the meeting topic. Okay, weigh-in. I did not get weighed on Friday. Honestly, I was going to, and then I thought I was in the middle of like 18 different things. I'm like, you know what, Nish? You don't have to get weighed. There was a light bulb moment. I don't have to do it. You know what? We can take a week off. Not a week off, like, again, just because I didn't get weighed doesn't mean I had a bad week and I ate my face off. No, I just thought, you know what? I don't need to do this. And that was interesting because I'm like, wow, I don't think I've never not gotten weighed. Maybe when I was on the cruise because I didn't have a scale with me. But really, I've gotten weighed once a week. God, for years now. I thought, no, I'm not going to be, a slave to the scale. I mean, some people might disagree with me. And, you got to do what's best for you. I can't judge you. You can't judge me. Or you shouldn't judge anybody. We shouldn't. We do, though. We do. We're human. We do. But the reality is, you only can live your life for you. And like I always tell people, it doesn't matter, in the grand scheme of things, what she does. It's what you do and what you want to do, what you feel good about. I was fine with it. I mean, I'm like going, oh, really? I should have gotten weighed. I really should have. The only thing this week that I could have affected anything was there was a lot of gluten this week. I was within my points. I was in my calories. There was a lot of gluten this week. That would be the one thing that I did not rein in is gluten in the week. Yeah, even yesterday. I could feel it. I could feel it right here. I could feel the gluten face. I wanted the pasta last night because I wanted the roll. See, there's the trade-off. If I'm going to have gluten, I'm going to have bread. It's Denise. She's going to have the bread. But, I mean, I didn't eat a lot at all. I will say, I might not have eaten, but I certainly drank my weight in champagne. Yeah. And I tracked it. I went in, when I got home, I went in and I tracked, because I need to keep my streak up. So I tracked, I think I tracked like 26 ounces of champagne. And that might not always be very accurate. Because I had, being the hostess, there was a girl that was at my beck and call. Her name was Mandy. And anytime I go, she'd come with a fresh glass of champagne. Even though it wasn't my day, I felt like a stinking queen last night. I will be putting together a video. I didn't film at all. Not one picture was taken by, I don't believe I did. I'm pretty sure I did, because I felt like I wanted to be in the moment, and I cannot be in the moment when I'm behind the camera. I thought, you know what? Everybody else is filming it. The diocese filmed it. The parish filmed it. I had photographers taking pictures. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to start being YouTube savvy. I'm going to start taking clips off of their stuff. You know what? It's going to be a little more editing, but you know what? I got to enjoy every moment. And I did share, if you're Facebook friends with me, and if you're not, you can be. Go to my Facebook. You can friend me. And then if you go to my feed, I posted both live streams in there, so you could just watch along. I did that. I posted it right before it happened so everybody could watch, because so many people were interested. And I'm saying, it might not be your thing, but you watched it because he's my kid. And that meant everything. It really does. Like, we're all different. We all believe what we want to believe. But in the end, you came to me. And that's just fantastic. So, all right, let's go on to the meeting topic. Enough about me. I love talking about me. No, I'm kidding. I watched the Zoom, but I didn't watch as many as I usually do because I'm half asleep. It was a big weekend. It's all about protein. So we thought we'd just talk about protein. And let me tell you something, there was a lot of good information. And a few people, if you could hear my voice, oh my gosh, yes, mentioned that they talked to different nutritionists, registered dietitians, and told them about protein and about how you should get your protein from food versus synthetic proteins. Like, I shouldn't say synthetics, it's like whey protein, protein shakes, protein bars, protein powders, And I'm going to be honest, I found a site, I just found it this morning. I haven't really looked at it, but I will link it down below because I thought it was interesting. I really did. I liked it. And they have a lot of free things on there. It's called, I think it's called Ask a Dietitian. I don't remember. It was something like that. And you could ask a free question, which I thought, free? You put your email and they'll answer you. And they also have a free calculator and meal plan. And I thought the calculator was fantastic because it calculated me at my weight to have 1,847 calories to maintain my weight, 1,347 to lose 1 pound per week. Which I found was interesting was if I have 847 calories, which is, I will lose 2 pounds per week. And I need 2,847 calories to gain 2 pounds per week and 2,347 calories to gain 1 pound per week, which is interesting. I had that calories and champagne last night, but you know what it is? It is what it is. But I will link that because I love to find new things, new sites and free sites. So I will have her linked. I think it's women. I don't know. I will have that link down below so you can, and they have sample meal plans. They have a 1,200 calorie, a 1,500 calorie, 18. So I think it's interesting. Again, it's free. It's a couple of keystrokes. It gives you some information. So I will definitely link that for you. And I'm going to save that and bookmark that page. But let's talk about protein. I have many protein videos out there. You know that. But protein is an essential nutrient that the body uses for building and repairing tissue, making hormones and enzymes, and carrying out vital functions. It is a major component of every cell in your body and is crucial for growth, development, and overall health. Protein is found in wide varieties of foods, including meat, fish, poultry, eggs, dairy products, nuts, seeds, and legumes. You don't realize where things like that hide. And it's interesting to know. That's why it's so great that we could see that in our app now, if you're a Weight Watchers person. And if you're a macros person, you probably have that in your app too. You could see it. It's just a great little resource to have, to just know, should we have more protein? Yes, we should. Should we have an exuberant amount that we can't maintain? See, I say this all the time because I talk for myself a lot. Because I know me, I'm great in the beginning. Aren't we all great in the beginning? And then all of a sudden, so why don't you do something that is maintainable and easy? As opposed to something like, that's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have, protein powders and protein bars just to get this high number. And I used to watch, I can't remember her name though off the top of my head. She's on YouTube. She's very sweet. And I believe she's a nutritionist or she's a dietitian. She's one of them. She said, unless you're a bodybuilder or working out to build muscle, I'm not out to build muscle. I should tone up, let's face it. But my goal is weight loss. I'm 58 years old. It's nice to tone up a little bit, but do I want to work out every day for the rest of my life? I don't. But I definitely want to get my heart healthier. And I want to have weight loss, and it's all good in the long run. It saves you on diabetes, high blood pressure. And that's just in the beginning. So yeah, that's where my focus is. My focus is not on exercise per se for like building muscle. I don't want it to atrophy, but I'm not out there to, give you a bicep. That's great. And we all are different. What is your plan? That is why things like that, you have to decide what's important to you and how you tailor your own plan. So many things are out there. So I did pull this up. The healthy benefits of eating protein helps your body create antibodies to ward off illness and infection, helps your bloodstream carry oxygen throughout your body, balances blood sugar balance, diabetes management, increases energy, more strength and muscle growth from strength training workouts. Now, like I said, there's exercise and then there's strength training. I'm not into strength training. I'm not into that. But again, we're all different. We all have to do what's best for you. We're all individual. But I think that was all things I highlighted to talk about. Yeah, I'm like, if you didn't notice, I was hit. I'm running on a few hours of sleep, but it's all good. But yeah, protein is important. We know that all macronutrients are important, including carbs. Sodium is important as well. Yes, we should have less of them, but we should need them. Like to have like a keto, and I'm not bashing the keto people, I'm not. But to have under 50 grams of carbs a day is hard to maintain. Like I said, I think the normal for, this isn't even a carb video, but I think it's over 200 for a normal. So I try to, go for 120. But same thing with protein. I try to keep it, I try to get between 80 and 100. Do I always make it? No. Sometimes do I go over? Occasionally. But you know what? You have to keep everything reasonable because that's lifestyle. If I'm fighting to get to that goal, even though you're trying to eat better, you're still on some sort of a diet. I need to have a protein diet. I have to reach this X amount of protein. That's a diet because you have to have this. You have to just do something that comes naturally. When it's natural, it's a lifestyle. You know what? Yes, tuna is extremely high in protein. Cottage cheese, extremely high in protein. If you fit those big building blocks of proteins into your day, into your each meal, you will hit those goals. You'll hit them because you won't not be able to because there's close to I'm gonna say 30 grams, 20 to 30 in a can of tuna. That's your lunch. Right there is a third of my goal with a can of tuna fish. It's just crazy. Eggs. I put cottage cheese into my scrambles because why not? I did it. Here's a fun fact. Timmy's been home. I've been giving him breakfast, and he's saying to me, because it's his ordination weekend, make me a healthy breakfast, Mom. Okay. So I made him pancakes, and I added cottage cheese into the pancakes. And he goes, these are really good. Why are these so good? Because I put a little cottage cheese in. He goes, I've been putting cottage cheese in different things, because the priest he's assigned with, permanently, he did get his assignment, works out. He's got, he's ripped. That's what he says. Timmy goes, Mom, he's ripped. He's older. He's in his 60s, but that's what that's what he focuses on. And he eats a ton of cottage cheese. And he goes, now I know why he eats it. First of all, because I never really realized. I said, because you're eating cottage cheese out of the container, which a lot of people don't like. I said, but when you mix it, incorporate it into things, it changes it and it makes it creamy, satiating, and delicious. And he's like, yeah. So he wants me to give him a cooking lesson. Once he's settled in the summer, I said, we have to start with grocery shopping and then we'll get to cooking. But you know what? Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe we could film it. Teaching my son how to cook. It's not a bad thing. And I said to him too, with everybody else, I know me. I'm not into cooking lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm at the, retiring ages, getting there. And I just don't desire to be locked down in the kitchen all day. I just don't. I used to love cooking. Was my way to relax and unwind. Not anymore. Now it's like I go, oh God. And it's just and showing him how you don't have to cook all week. You can cook a few meals and they'll last you all week because a meatloaf will last you a while. You get a pork roast will last you a while. So you could get a few meals out of this and it's just basic. And some days you get to go out because you know what? Life is short. Go out occasionally. But this way, you're not stuck cooking every night because he's not going to do that. I know that. He's not going to do that. But showing him each simple ways to make healthy, and it's not hard. He saw me make a pulled pork a few months back. He goes, that's all you did? I'm like, that's all I did. You just put the pork in there. I love making pulled pork with apple cider or apple juice. Oh, my gosh. Sauerkraut. Oh, my gosh, it was so good. And I said, you set it and it's there. And I said, I would check on it on occasion because I don't like leaving the crock pot. But how easy was that to have a delicious high protein dinner? And it took zero effort. Because I can do that. I'm like, yeah, you can. And it's just the basics. That's what I want, coming up now that I know I've been a little bit lax in my videos, but coming in June, we're taking another maybe couple lax weeks. But coming in June, we're going to start making some easy summer meals because again, it's summer and you love those fresh, fun salads, and I love making all different kinds of fun salads. And luckily, Steve will eat anything I put in front of him, he will eat. It's the other boys that are kind of this is a salad. That's like a side dish. That's what my boys say. This is a side dish. I'm like, no, it's a main entree. But different, salad doesn't have to be salad. It could be made with, you could add your quinoa, add your grains into your salad so it becomes a meal. And guess what? You're adding protein. Can you imagine making a salad with quinoa, chicken, or tuna? Think of the protein in that. And it's a salad. And then you add a little cottage cheese, because I add cottage cheese to everything. It just is, or add it on the side if you want to like have a little sidecar cottage cheese. And I said, Timmy, you can do savory cottage cheese, you can do sweet cottage cheese. And if you don't like the curds, you can whip it. I know there is the brand, the Friendship does sell whipped. I know a lot of people can't get it. You can whip it yourself. You can just put an immersion blender in your container and it'll whip it up. It really will. It's delicious. It's how we, eat better. It's eating things and just reinventing them. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to eat it straight out of the container. But I'm telling you, you can make a dip with cottage cheese and it's fantastic. I have several dip recipes using cottage cheese. Bake it and use it in place of yogurt and 2-ingredient dough. It is so light and fluffy. Because I find the yogurt is a little bit denser in your bagel, but when you make it with cottage cheese, it's like airy and fluffy. And you could change the flavor. You can make it sweet. You made a pizza one. I made a pizza one. It was fantastic. It's legit. It really is. And it's just, and it's simple. It's not, you're not going to spend hours in the kitchen. It's, you see me I do my 2-ingredient dough real time when I film, because I just get it to form and then I don't play with it, plop it down, bake it up, air fry it, whatever. It's fantastic. But yes, your grains, your beans, I know a lot of people don't like beans. We've had conversations about this. But how I started to like beans, because I didn't like, believe it or not, I did not like beans either. But how I started was making dips with them, grind them up. Cannellini beans make a fantastic dip. We know our chickpeas make a fantastic dip. And then you go back to eating them whole, because once you get the taste for anything, your palate doesn't have it, your palate doesn't like it. Same thing with me and seltzer. I hated seltzer, and I was on a quest to find the best one. But after a while, my palate got used to the seltzer flavor. And now I could drink even LaCroix and not complain, because my palate has now accepted that. You have to give yourself time. If you've never had something, you're not going to like it overnight. So the takeaway is, try to include a protein in every meal. Even a snack. I just got this new brand, which I didn't show because, honestly, it's been a week. We were at Sam's. No, it was BJ's. I wanted to go to Sam's, but BJ's. I think it's called Garibaldi cheese. Their string cheese has more protein than the other brand of string cheese. And it says right on the outside, I'm like, so you're getting how many grams of protein in a string cheese? You pair that with a meat stick or chop it in your salad with your quinoa and your tuna. Think about that. Right there, you've got probably 30 grams of protein in that salad. There's ways. Does it take a little bit of thought? It does. It does. But I will tell you, the people who think and plan are the ones that are successful. It's like my leader said, meeting makers make it. Planning people make it. Thinking things through makes you successful. And then you learn, and it becomes lifestyle. If you're listening to me and constantly looking for me to tell you what to do, you're on a diet. I'm here to, my goal, when we used to say this with Roy from Recipes with Roy, is to teach you and hope you get this and you run with it and you make it your own. And that is, we're here to teach. I'm not here to walk you. No, I'm here to give you advice, and you need to run with that. And that's how you are successful. That's the secret. I'm telling you, my favorite line is, I didn't get to goal till I tracked faithfully. Faithfully is every day. It's not every meal, but it's every day. You have to be accountable. And somebody said, well, tracking is like you're on a diet. No, not really. You have to know what you're eating in order to have weight loss success. You can't guess, especially when you've had a lot of weight to lose for a long period of time. Eventually, I think like I said, I back off on a lot of tracking. I don't track every single thing I eat. I track mostly. I track the big things. I don't track everything, but I track the big things. And if you want to track it, if you need to know macros, you gotta track it all. You'll never know. But it's a whole other video. So that is it for me. Let me know in the comment section below how your week went. What did you do right this week? Well, Denise, people, Denise didn't get weighed, but she still was on plan for the most part. I mean, it was a loosely based plan, but it could have went. I'll tell you, here's a little thing I'll leave you with. There was a dessert buffet last night. Oh, yeah. I only had 1.5 mini cannolis and a bite of a peanut butter bar. If that's not progress, I don't know what the hell is. 1.5 mini cannolis and a bite of a peanut butter bar. And I danced. I should have checked my steps last night. I don't remember. I should have checked them. I'm curious to what I got last night. I'm curious. I mean, yeah, towards the end, I was, when exhaustion hits, adrenaline kicks in, and I was like kicking it up. Hopefully there's no videos out there of me dancing. There probably is. So, it's what it is. I could be proud. I don't care what it looks like. I burn those calories, and that's all that counts. So, that is it for me. I will see you in a video. I'm not sure when. Probably Wednesday we'll do something. There's going to be no what Denise cooks this week because she didn't cook anything. So we'll think of something fun to do on Wednesday. But I will see you in a video very soon. Like I said, if you want to see anything that happened with Timothy, you go to my Facebook page. Send me a friend request and you can check it out. So thank you all. Thank you for wanting to see him, for being my peeps, for being my tribe, my friends, my people. We all need people. And I said that last night. I thanked everybody for supporting Timmy. And, the old Hillary Clinton line, it takes a village. And I wanted to change a little bit. And I said, it takes a parish. It takes a diocese to help him. And it takes a crew to help each other and help me. And it just takes a crew. It takes to have support is everything for anything in your life. It is. We're humans. So thank you for being there for me, and thank you for being there for each other. So you have a great rest of your day, and I will dish with you again soon. Bye-bye, my lovelies.